Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Now, Radha Charan Prabhuji will start a session about the temples at Vrindavan. There are 7 temples, so we have already covered 5 temples. So we will request Prabhuji to cover the other 2 temples in this session today.
Hare Krishna. So we have been seeing these temples because for the Vaishnavas, these are very important. Now, why they are important to the Vaishnavas is because after visiting these temples, our devotion increases. Our devotion to Lord Krishna will increase. What is the proof that our devotion to Krishna has increased? The proof is that we chant every day. The quantity and the quality, both quantity and quality of chanting automatically increases by visiting these 7 temples. All over the world, there are lakhs of devotees, lakhs of Vaishnavas, Americans, Russians, and everywhere in the world, there are too many devotees. Now, if all the devotees come to visit these temples, there is no space to stand also. So, Krishna arranged that the devotees go out for their seva, like book distribution, preaching, other activities. So when we are out of Vrindavan, we can still be benefited from these temples by immersing ourselves in the pastimes of these temples. And you will surely find that the quantity and quality of your chanting will improve if you sincerely participate in this. So today first we shall see the Radha Gokula Nanda temple. This temple is situated between Kesi Ghat and Radha Raman temple. Kesi Ghat is one of the ghats of the Yamuna river, famous. In this temple, we'll find small deities of Radha Vinoda of Lokanath Goswami. Then larger deities of Vijaya Govinda of Baladeva Vidyabhushan. And Radha Gokulananda deities of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura agreed for this temple to be built by his disciples. There is also a small deity of Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya, which used to be worshipped by Narottama Das Thakur. Formerly, all these deities were worshipped in different places. Originally, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura worshipped the deities of Radha Gokula Nanda in Radhakund. They were shifted here by Lokanath Goswami. In this temple, we can also find a Govardhana Shila of Raghunath Das Goswami, which was given to him by Lord Chaitanya. This Shila is very special because this Shila has thumbprint of Lord Chaitanya himself. When Lord Chaitanya used to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he used to catch this Shila and press it to his heart and eyes. This Shila was always moist due to the tears of Lord Chaitanya. Like this, it was with Lord Chaitanya for 3 years. Then he gave it to Raghunath Das. Krishna Priya Thakurani used to serve this Shila. Originally in this temple, there was no Radharani deity. So Jahanavi Devi got a deity of Radharani made in Jagannath Puri and installed it here. In the courtyard of this temple, we can find the samadhis of Lokanath Goswami, Narottam Das Thakur, and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Samadhis are very powerful. If we sit in front of a great Acharya, if we sit in front of the Samadhi of a great Acharya, we get the blessings of the Acharya to become pure and chant better. So this temple specialty is there is a huge place for all these samadhis where we can sit comfortably. These samadhis exist in the place where Lokanath Goswami used to do his bhajan. That is why it is called Bhajanasthali of Lokanath Goswami. You see, you may be having a small house and in that house a small puja room. But suppose you choose to chant on the terrace or in your garden. Every day if you are chanting very sincerely, that becomes the Bhajanasthali. And that place gets a lot of power. So Lokanath Goswami used to do bhajan here and then again after the death of all these Vaishnavas, the Samadhi has been put in the same bhajana stali. So this place is very powerful for chanting. When you go to Vrindavan, please sit there and chant one round. You will get a lot of power. For Narottam Das Thakur Samadhi, it is a Pushpa Samadhi. What is a Pushpa Samadhi? Suppose a Vaishnava dies in Bangalore and we bring his body to Chennai and dig a pit and keep it. That is a Samadhi. But now suppose his disciples of Hyderabad and Delhi also want to make a Samadhi. They can take some soil or some flowers from where he died and make another Samadhi somewhere. So, Srila Prabhupada's Guru's Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Samadhi is there in many places. In Jagannath Puri, in Vrindavan, many places in Vrindavan also. How is it possible? These are called Pushpa Samadhi. In case of Narottam Das Thakur, he was such a great saint that when he died, he disappeared into thin air. No body remaining. So that's why they made the Pushpa Samadhi. In the Pushpa Samadhi of Narottam Das Thakur, some articles of his Guru are kept. You saw in the video. The Samadhi of Narottam Das Thakur. His Guru's Japamala, garland, and even copin is kept there. You may think, what is the use of these articles? Srila Bhaktipada said that after an Acharya dies, even his pen is not removed. That is also worship. In America, West Virginia, Srila Bhaktipada built Prabhupada's Palace of Gold. There is a museum of Srila Prabhupada there. The symbol, the drum used by Prabhupada, the pen used by Prabhupada, the tap used by Prabhupada are all kept in the museum and worshipped. So in the courtyard of the temple, where the Lokanath Goswami did the bhajan, there is also Samadhi of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Now you may be getting bored. Why I am talking about all these Vaishnavas and their Samadhis? They are very much related to us. If you visit any temple of ISKCON all over the world, they will say, you can miss any Aarti, but kindly do not miss Mangal Aarti, because if you do the Mangal Aarti, your bhakti will increase. Mangal Aarti is morning Aarti. So Mangal Aarti has 8 verses. And this Vishwanath Chakravarti has written those 8 verses, called the Guru Ashtaka. Samsara Dava Nalalida Loka. That prayer, that's written by. Lokanath Goswami is a contemporary of Lord Chaitanya, means he lived in the same time when Lord Chaitanya was alive. After Lord Chaitanya took sannyas, Lokanath Goswami shifted to Vrindavan. And he was visiting the various places of pastimes of Lord Krishna, walking in the Vrindavan. In a forest called Chatravana. There are 12 forests, Vrindavana, Madhuvana, like that, Chatravana, Vajravana, Chatravana. In Chatravana, in a place called Umra, Lokanath Goswami found the deities of Radha Vinod. He used to keep them in a cloth bag around his neck and worship, because he was a Goswami sadhu and very poor person. Lokanath Goswami was living when Lord Chaitanya was alive. So before coming to Vrindavan, Lokanath Goswami told Lord Chaitanya that I will not take any disciple. I don't want any shishya. I only want to do bhajan. Lord Chaitanya told that you have to make one disciple and I will send a disciple to you. So when Lokanath Goswami was in Vrindavan, Narottama Das Thakur got attracted to him. Narottama Das Thakur requested for Diksha, initiation, but Lokanath Goswami refused initiation. Because Lokanath Goswami was very humble. But Narottama Das Thakur did not get frustrated. He acted as a very menial servant of Lokanath Goswami. And see, at that time we didn't have very big buildings. So the saint or anybody in Vrindavan used to go to toilet outside in the forest early morning. So Narottama Das Thakur used to wake up in the night and clean the place where people go for toilet. Where Lokanath Goswami used to go for toilet, used to clean the place. Lokanath Goswami wondered, how is this happening every day? Then he came to know that Narottama Das Thakur, whom he refused to give Diksha, is still serving him in such a menial way. He got impressed by his devotion and he gave Diksha. In the courtyard, there is also Samadhi of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura was the greatest Acharya of the 17th century, of our parampara. His guru, Raman, asked him to copy the Srimad Bhagavatam. At that time, all of them knew Sanskrit, so no need of translation. But he asked him to make a copy of Bhagavatam by writing. Order of Guru. So he used to sit, and he did not have buildings. He used to sit and write Bhagavatam. So Brajavasis found that when there is huge, but when it was very hot, shade used to be there on him, no sun. And when it used to rain also, it didn't rain on him or the books. So the Brajavasis were very impressed with this. And they came to him and worshipped. Being humble, he did not like all this worship. And he shifted to Radha Kund. and there he wrote the books. One brahmachari in Mathura had these deities of Radha Gokulanan. Temple is Radha Gokulanan. He had these deities in Mathura. That brahmachari got a dream that he should give these deities to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So he came to Radha Kund and gifted the deities to the deities of Radha Gokulanam to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. But Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur refused to take the devotee because he is very poor and he could not arrange for the offerings and service of the deity. Then Lord Krishna appeared in the dream of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and promised that he will arrange for all the seva of Krishna, all the money required. At the same time, again Lord Krishna appeared in the dream of that brahmachari in Mathura to again go and give the deities of Radha Gokulananda to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So this time Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur accepted the Radha Gokulananda deity. These deities were worshipped in Radha Kunda at that time, and later on, when the temple was built, it came to this temple, Radha Gokulananda temple. Now, as you are all Vaishnavas, you may be interested to know the greatness of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Other than that, the sun didn't used to fall on him, rain didn't used to fall on him. Other than that, there are more great things about him. I will tell you a small thing about him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu deputed 6 Goswamis to Vrindavan. The smallest of them is called Jiva Goswami, who is the most intelligent also and who wrote many books. In some books, he wrote that Radha and Krishna are in Swakiya Bhava. Swakiya Bhava means they are married. And in some books, he wrote that Radha and Krishna are in Parakiya Bhava. That means they are not married, but they are lovers. So there was a great confusion. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur interpreted that Radha and Krishna are only lovers. Due to this, the scholars of that time became very angry on Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and they wanted to kill him. So one day, all these highly read scholars of Sanskrit, they came to kill the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who was sitting under a tree. When they came to kill him, they found a very beautiful girl. They were enchanted by the beauty of that girl. They asked the girl, "Who are you?" The girl said, "I am a maid servant of Krishna, and I am collecting flowers in this forest to make garland for Krishna." By hearing these words, all their enmity went away from their heart, and they did not want to kill Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Now, when they opened their eyes, they did not find that girl, but they found Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura asked them two questions. What is the birthplace of Radharani? They said Barsana. And what is the birthplace of Krishna? They said Nandagram. That's where Krishna was living, Nandagram, along with his father. Birthplace is in Mathura, that's different. So then he asked, why did they used to meet in a place called Saket? If Radharani is the wife of Lord Krishna, she can meet Krishna in Nandagram. Why the Radha and Krishna are meeting in Sanket? That is because they are in Parakya Rasa, that is, they are lovers. So all the scholars of Vrindavan agreed to this point. So such a great saint, this Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, who established the principles of our Vaishnavism. And Radha Gokula Nanda are his deities. You all should have darshan of this Radha Gokula Nanda to get power for chanting when you visit the Vrindavan. It gives me great pleasure to state that one of our god brother means god brother of Anantadev Prabhuji. His name is Shantipuri Prabhu. He resides in the premises of the Radha Gokulananda temple. His house is there. Radha Gokulananda temple is staying. So if any of you visit Radha Gokulananda temple, you ask for Shantipuri Prabhuji. He's staying inside the temple only. And you tell him the name of Anantadev Prabhu or my name Radha Charan. Shantipuri Prabhu knows both of us. And he will explain you everything about the temple personally and give you prasad. Especially that Shaligram Shila, where the thumbprint of Lord Chaitanya is there, is not exhibited. It is kept inside. Either you give some money to the pujari, he will show you, or you ask Shantipuri Prabhu, without money you can see. So Radhe Radhe, let's move on to the next temple, Radha Raman temple. Radha Raman temple.
Prabhuji, just a minute. Anandevji is talking about Shanti Prabhudas ji.
Okay.
He says that he was a very close friend with Anandevji when he was in Bombay. Now he is staying at Radha Gokulananda temple. Before he was a businessman, but now he's a very simple person. I met him twice. In Bombay, I met him many times. Before I became a disciple, I met him many times. He used to help me financially also. So that time I did not have a job, but now he's staying at Vrindavan at Gokulananda temple. If you want to go there, you can ask for Shanti. He knows about me, and he can also help you, guide you around the temple. So it is in one of the corner of the temple. You can meet him. Yes, Prabhuji, we can continue.
So Radha Raman temple
Sorry,
beside
Prabhuji,
the-
I think, sorry, Prabhuji, I think they're going to show.
video.
Okay, Anand is saying that they've already shown the video, so we can start with.
Okay. So Radha Raman temple is beside the Radha Gokula Nanda temple, walking distance, just 50 steps. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, has many disciples, out of whom 6 Goswamis are very important. One of the Goswami is Gopala Bhatta Goswami. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him that after he disappears from this world, means after he completes his pastimes, the whole world will be in a deep sorrow. So, to relieve the sorrow, Lord Chaitanya told Gopal Bhatta Goswami that he will appear in his human form. For that, he asked Gopala Bhatta Goswami to go to Gandaki river in Nepal, and there you will find him. For your kind information, there are 2 types of Shilas. Govardhan Shila means any stone from the Govardhan Parvat. We should not bring any stone from Govardhan Parvat on our own until and unless it is given by some saint to you because of your devotion. If you anyhow bring a stone from the Govardhan Parvat, this is Shila, and you worship it, you will get all types of problems in your house. So these Vaishnava things should be done only by the order of the Guru and Krishna. You can have Govardhan Shila, no problem, but only if it is given to you by a devotee, not by Jabardasti bringing it. The other type of Shila, many people, especially the Brahmins, staunch Brahmins, they are all worshipping Shila. Instead of deity, they worship Shila. Not the Govardhan Shila, but other Shila also. Those who are not devotee of Krishna also, Ram devotee, other all Brahmins. These Shilas are the stones which are found in a river named Gandaki. This river flows in Nepal. To go to that river is very difficult because it is in the hills. A lot of trekking is required. So on the order of Lord Chaitanya, Gopala Bhatta Goswami went to Gandaki river and he was waiting. Where is Lord Chaitanya, who promised that after he will disappear, will appear in the human form as a deity? Many days passed, he could not find anything. So he became very sad. He thought, I got the order from the Lord himself, but I cannot find the deity. The whole world is drowned in sorrow due to the lack of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and I cannot find the deity. So he started fasting and praying. He became so weak that one day he fainted, became unconscious. Tears were flowing from his eyes and from his face, a river of tears was flowing into the Gandaki river. After a long time, he regained his consciousness. Now it was his habit to pray in the Gandaki river. How the Vaishnavas pray in the river? They collect water in their hands and offer it to the sun god. That is called Arghya. So when he cupped his hands to take the water, he found one Damodar Shila, big Shila. He kept that Shila aside as a prasad of Lord Chaitanya, and again he took water in his hand. This time he found 11 small Shilas. He thought that this is all the blessings of Lord Chaitanya, and he brought the 11 Shilas and one Damodar Shila back to Vrindavan. And he was worshipping them. But what was his desire? His desire was to worship Lord Chaitanya, Lord Krishna, in human form, not Shila form. Shila is like a stone. So he wanted a deity form, Shila form, human form. So the year of appearance of Lord Radha Raman is 1543, 1543. The tithi was Vaishaka Shukla Chaturdasi, which is also the appearance day of Lord Narsingadev. So Gopal Bhatta Goswami, while sleeping on the night of Narsingadev appearance, was weeping profusely and remembering the pastime of Lord Narsingadev. He thought that Prahlada Maharaja, though he appeared in the dynasty of demons and Rakshasas, for his sake, Lord Narsingadev appeared. But I am a Vaishnava staying in the Vrindavan, and I'm weeping for Lord Chaitanya, and he promised to come in human form, but I am unfortunate. I do not have the merits, and I cannot see my Lord. He was sleeping whole night. Next day, early morning, when he woke up, he wanted to serve his deities. Again, he is a poor man, being a Goswami. So his style of worshipping was he kept the 11 Shilas and the Damodar Shila in a basket and hang them on a peepal tree above his hut. So that morning, when he put his hand in the basket, he found the 11 small Shilas, no problem. But the Damodar Shila was missing. Instead of the Damodar Shila, he found the Radha Raman deity. He found a deity of Krishna. He was very happy because it came in human form. He turned the deity and saw that on the back of the deity, the Damodar Nishana was there. So he understood that the Damodar Shila, due to his devotion, has transformed into a deity of Krishna. Immediately the word spread, all the Brajavasis came there. Now, what is the significance of that people tree? That people tree is a tree where during the Ras Leela, Krishna disappeared from the Radharani under the tree. You know that Srimad Bhagavatam has 12 cantos. Bhagavatam is literary incarnation of Lord Krishna. First and second canto are his feet, like that above, like that. 11th canto is his face. 12th canto is the crown. But the heart of Bhagavatam is the 10th canto. Heart of 10th canto.
Prabhuji, are you able to hear me? Prabhuji, I think you are on mute.
Unmute.
Yes, Prabhuji, you can continue. Yeah.
Now
we can hear you.
So, okay. So 10th canto is heart of Krishna. And 10th canto is all about the story of Krishna, right from his birth to his disappearance. And the heart of the 10th canto is Gopi Geet. Gopi Geet means when Lord Krishna disappeared from the gopis went mad for Krishna. And they used to go and ask anybody, even the tree, different trees. Hey Tulsi, did you see Krishna? Hey people, did you see Krishna? They went mad. And Lord Chaitanya said to us that don't worry that you are in Bangalore or in Kali Yuga, you are in this material world. Don't worry. Because enjoying the presence of Lord Krishna is very nice. But greater than enjoying the presence of Krishna is love of Krishna in separation. To weep for Krishna in the absence of Krishna, which you can do in the Kali Yuga also. So that is the epitome of devotion taught by Lord Chaitanya. How to worship Krishna, different ways. The topmost is worship in separation. To weep for Krishna all the time. So Krishna disappeared from Radharani under the same people tree during the Ras Leela, where this deity appeared. That time, in the Bhagavatam, it is said that Radharani called Krishna as Raman. Krishna disappeared, she is weeping, and she called Krishna Raman. Krishna has many names, no? Raman, Raman. So all the Brajabasis and the Gopal Bhatta Goswami decided to name this deity, which appeared from the Damodar Shila, as Radha Raman. Radha Raman deity is very small deity, but a very powerful deity. All the Brajabasis and the Vaishnavas, even today, love it very much. The pujari of the temple gives lectures on Bhagavatam on Zoom meeting, even when there is no COVID. It is his passion because he has too many disciples all over the world. It is a fact about Radharaman temple. Now, Gopal Bhatta Goswami also, after some time, died. His samadhi is also in the premises of Radha Gokula Nanda temple, the side of the left side of the temple. So if you go to any festival, during any festival, if you go to Radha Raman temple, you can get prasadam there. You will see that first the Naivedya is offered to Radha Raman. Then it is not given to you. That same prasad which has been offered to Radha Raman, then it is offered to Gopal Bhatta Goswami in his samadhi. Because Gopal Bhatta Goswami is a Vaishnava devotee like you and me. We cannot eat directly prasad. We cannot eat food directly. We will eat food only after it is offered to Lord Krishna. So after offering to Radharaman, it is offered to Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Then the food of that plate is mixed in the other prasad and it is served to us. The specialty of this temple is, in the Mangalarti time, kheer is offered in a small pot. And that pot is sold outside also. And if you meet the pujari and worship him, he will give you free of charge also. This kheer of Radha Raman temple is just like Amrit, very tasty. As I told you, the Radha Raman deities are very small, this much only. And he has many disciples all over the world. Many dresses are donated to the Lord. So the Lord never needs to wear the old dress. Every time new dress. Every time new dress. So what will we do with all the old dress? So many old dress. So the pujari takes out each string of the dress of Radharaman. A dress which has touched the Radharaman. This Radharaman means love in separation of Radharaman. Very powerful deity. And he will give it to us free of charge. If you are fortunate enough and you visit the Radharaman temple, you ask the pujari, request the temple authorities for a string of that dress. They'll give free of charge. Now this string, we can either bring to our house and keep it in our puja room, where our deity is there. Or you can keep the string in your purse, money purse, in your pocket. It will bring you a lot of good luck, and more important, it will give you devotion of Lord Radha and Krishna. So maybe that's all for today. Radhe Radhe.
Anandev ji is saying that hope all of you enjoyed the discourse today. So in both the temples, the deities are quite small, so we can go and visit them later. I probably am planning to go and visit in the month of April. So I thank Radha Charan Prabhuji for giving this discourse, and also Amresh for interpreting for us. Thank you very much. So all of them, I hope you have all learned and increased your bhakti, and thank you very much to all of you. Good night. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for the interpretation, Prabhuji. Good night. Radhe Radhe. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Good night.
Good night.